Hello people, I'm gonna show you how you can change this into this for your custom skins. So for this we have to go back into the files. You can see I have the C file open, but now we're gonna look at N. The N file stands for normal maps. Gonna drag the N file into your program, and here you look for the channels. Now it is important for you that you have 4 channels here next to the RGB. You want the red, green, blue and alpha channel. If your program supports that, then you can use that program. I, as always, prefer Photoshop for that. So now we have to take a look at the blue and the red channel. The blue channel stands for the metal effect. So basically that is what makes it all shiny and reflective. The red is for smoothness, but we look at that later. Now back to the blue channel. As you can see here, I have like the white areas that I only want. So what I did beforehand was masking them out. So that's what I did. I transferred what is white over to this file so I can use it as selection. As always, to select this, hold Control and press on the layer. Now make sure that you're on the base layer, aka layer 0. Switch back to the channels and go to the blue from metal effect. Now go into your color selection. It's important now is that you only can use grayscale, so white or black. The more white you paint it, the more reflective it gets. The less white, the less reflective. Right now we have close to 0 reflectance on this. That's why it's black. I'm gonna change this to white. I'm gonna go here and select a white brush. I normally prefer to don't have full reflectance, so I set the brush opacity to something around 95. Now I paint the whole thingy in white, aka the selection. After that you can switch back to the RGB channel, and it should look something like this if you only cranked up the blue channel. Now you can save it as test it again. Make sure it's still the same file as it is in the BLK or as it was before. Save it and replace. Now back on WarThunder you can simply go and refresh the skin. As you can see, we now have a reflective skin. Now to the part if you want to make it smooth. If you want to make it smooth as well, we repeat the progress. You can hold Control, click onto the mask, go to channels and go to red, as red represents smooth. Go on here and paint over it again. Afterwards, just save like you did before. As you can see now, we have a smooth surface for the helicopter. As you can see, the surface looks a bit dented right now in this area. We're gonna fix that as well. For this, you either have the file somewhere else or load up the WarThunder CDK tool. Note this is a kinda advanced step, but it's pretty easy to learn. In the WarThunder CDK, you just go to filter, type in your helicopter or the thing you need. In this case, it is my helicopter I want to edit. Press on the T port with the name on it. After that, go to the right and check the all textures. Make sure useful quality texture is enabled and scroll down. Here you can see we have aircraft normal detail N. N again stands for normal maps, so this is what we are searching for. This is basically a surface that gets applied to all the aircrafts that make it a bit more wobbly instead of constant flat. So we're gonna download this. Make sure you press yes and save it to where you can find it. For me, I'm gonna save it in the skin. After you have it in your skin folder, you can just go and drop it to here. Make sure as always full transparency as alpha channel is on and click OK. Right now in here and you can see that this is not flat. It has a lot of terrain and we're gonna change that. For this we're gonna go to the green and the alpha channel. This is gonna be a bit complicated, but it can be easy. Press on the colors and here you should see the brightness setting. If we are in white it should be on 100% and if you are black it should be on 0%. Change this to 50 to be in the exact middle. Scale it up. Make sure opacity is on 100 and just paint everything gray. After you did that to the alpha layer, go to the green and do the same here. After you have done this on both channels, go back to the blue. Make sure this is white as we want it to be fully reflective. Go to the red, again go to opacity, crank it to the value you want it to be and paint it. After that just save it again. When you're back in here, open the BLK file as we now have to register the new file. You can now see these values here. As you might notice, these are the same names as the textures before. This basically makes the game load the textures in. So we now have to tell it that we want the other one as well. So we copy one of these and place it below. Go back in here and copy the name out of it. Change the name here and be sure to keep the star on top. Now to the name on below, copy in as well and change the TGA to DDS, and that is the file we saved it as. Save this file and go back into WarThunder and reload the skin. As you can see now, it's totally flat. So this is basically what we want.